Hi, it's Karen
And Tim.
from Stamping on the Back Porch, and welcome to another edition of Thursday Facebook Live. Today we are going to be doing a technique and a couple of fun folds. So it's a very rainy and gloomy week here in Minnesota, but nothing like what they've had out east. So still thinking of all you guys in the middle of difficult weather. So last week, waiting to see names, the winner of the Pick a Pumpkin, since we are moving into autumn here, can't wait to hit some apple orchards, is Elaine Hicks. Elaine, message me your address so I can put this in the mail. And hello, we have Frances, Mickey, Deb, Kathy, Mary, Roz, Vanessa. Oh, good. I'm glad to have you guys here. Letitia, Jean, Tammy, Julie. Oh, so glad. We just so appreciate that you give up this time to be with us. Jeannie, Karen, Kathy. I have a really funny story to share with you today, so we'll be on there. And hot and muggy in Tallahassee. And Debbie, oh, it's really muggy here. It's not so hot, but boy, the humidity is because of the rain. Ruby, you've been waiting for us. Oh, how sweet is that? And we probably are late. If any of you saw the thing I put on Facebook Live, Tim got home from being with my mom at 12:30, and we just have one car, and and I was just going to tell him about what he was going to do, that he was going to teach the polished stone technique, and we realized we didn't have the stuff for it, so we had to run to the drugstore. So I said, this is how well we prepare.
Guess what's going to happen? Karen is going to teach me
on
online.
Yeah.
So you know what that gives me an opportunity to do? Mm-hmm. Four-handed stamping.
He said he announced last week that's what he'd like to try. So he said, Karen, this is the perfect opportunity.
Yes.
So Connie, you were waiting too, and for a change, because usually you come late, I must say. So hi, Kathy and Brenda and Diana. So anyway, Elaine, I'll announce that again later. And the drawing for this week is for those of you who love to color the birds. Cherry chirps. I thought, aren't these fun? It's a Christmassy set, but you could easily adapt some things. That wouldn't need to be Christmas. And you just put something over these little things and make it another flower. I mean, you can do a lot with this. But this is for those of you who like to color. And if you don't, it will make a perfect gift for somebody else. Or I always think for someone who likes to color, a great gift would be to make them some cards that they would color and give. And of course, black and white is always just striking too. You don't even need to color. But thank you guys for sharing. Oh, Sue said she's ready for fun and giggles. Okay, we have some of those today.
Can you say the title of that stamp 5 times real fast?
Cherry chirps.
Come on.
I know, I can't. You do it.
No, you.
Cherry chirps, cherry chirps, cherry chirps. I did pretty good.
Yeah.
Hi, Susan from South Africa. Isn't this fun that we're a worldwide community? It's just very fun. All right. Yeah, and I think, we can capitalize on that coloring because there's all those great coloring books. But it is also fun to think we can color cards and then have them to give. So it's just great. So, let's see.
Do you want to tell about losing our little number?
Oh, we lost. So I was also getting right on here, and I said, Tim, I can't even find the host code. And he said, that's okay. People will remember that. Do you guys see? Then he wrote it down. I told him what I thought it was, and he wrote it out, and then he went and checked. And he says, Karen, you're right. Let's see who can say this with me. Do you guys do this for extra nickels? But now I don't have the name of the person who did this, but this was the winner of all the ones. We just had some great what do you call mnemonic, whatever you call it when you have all the the words. So
and mine was,
I think,
did you get done the fixin'?
Yep.
So I remember that too.
He remembers that, yeah. But the one that got the most comments on was, do you guys do this for extra nickels? Partly because that's a great way of saying it. It's true. This is our business. We do this for extra nickels. So I just think that was just very clever. Oh, Karen Hetling. Yes. Okay. See, it would come back to me. So thank you for Mary telling me that, because see, it's just the mind is gone. Rebecca says then she gets inspired to color, and more than coloring books. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. And I know some of us card makers, some of us love to color and some of us hate to color. So I do a lot of coloring and fussy cutting if I have a lot of time that I'm spending waiting and at a speed. So it kind of just goes by the thing. So Oh, are we having bad storms coming in today? I don't even know. That's how busy we've been. I've been a little disconnected.
There might be.
Okay, I think we are ready to get started. So Tim will pull this down, and thanks you guys that still keep joining us. And I wanted, and I see if I better. I don't remember who came up with this idea. If anyone else does, I'd really love to give people credit. There's no way I could go back and look through all the comments, but I keep getting asked, when do you use memento and when do you use stays on? And I was trying to explain, I had my little way to remember it, and then somebody said, she just labels them. And I'm going, yeah, that's probably a little too easy for me, but look at this. This is for the blends. If you put this on a label on the back of your memento, look how easy. You will just know.
However,
I think, isn't that fun?
do you just remember then? Because don't you do it like this? Cover it up or not? I guess not. Never mind.
I don't know, but usually you're just working with one thing at a time. So this tells you what black to get. Oh, I love what you guys are saying. Somebody says, oh, we're expecting a lot of thunderstorms and hail. So we'll see. And tornadoes. So yeah, we'll see. Susan, you're an artist, and I didn't get the rest of this, but thanks. You love coloring, I think is what you're saying. And I thought, and when you use different colors, you get a totally different feel too. So you can do the very same card and do it in bright colors versus soft colors, and you just have a totally different card. So now on my Stays On, it's a longer label. It's the watercolor pencils, the aqua painters, blender pens. And I used to say it's anything that's going to get wet. But you know what? It's a whole lot easier just to list them. But if you notice, that's what these have in common. Watercolor pencils, that's only going to be if you're going to use them for watercolor, because it's not going to matter if they stay pencils. But see, these are all meant to get wet. Watercolor pencils, aqua painters, blender pens. So they want the permanent Stays On. Now, okay, I better fix this because, this is going to drive Tim nuts. This better match. This better match this, okay? Yes. Or he's going to get his hands in here and fix it for me. Elaine, did you just hear that you won? So if you're just joining now, you won the pumpkin stamp sets. You can email me your address. Okay. Oh, yes, the brush show too. But yes, we can add that one too. So, but how cool is that? So hopefully that little tip will help us all remember. I have the blends and the blender pens. That is a really good point, Rebecca. The Stampin' Blends are the alcohol markers that we have the 2 shades and the color lifter and all that kind of things. On here I have the blender pens. Those are different. They're just the liquid tipped. Tim, do you know what a blender pen is? I'll go get one. No, Tim and I are on together.
Yes. Okay.
Go look. They're going to be in the little pull-out drawer on the top in the shelf.
Okay.
The blender pens, one of those 3 drawer things. Okay. So I'll show the difference. Those are colorless and they have liquid in them, and they are meant to color with. So you would use the blender pens either with an ink pad or watercolor pencils or something else to get the color. Does that make sense? So they're still getting wet. So those are 2 different things. Markers can go on anything. If you're not getting them wet, regular markers you can use with whatever. So hopefully that will help. If the host code doesn't work, you can just call me, or it's not a big deal. I just appreciate it when you think of using it, but it's not a big deal. If it doesn't work, just go ahead and place an order. If you just make sure my name's on the top, that's great. We are really, really appreciating the orders that you give us. So the blender pen, here I'm going to explain one other difference here. I use the blender pens when I'm coloring small areas, like to watercolor. I use the aqua painters when I'm coloring a bigger area. So they're kind of similar because the blender pens have liquid in them. And I just may have to get them or show them the next time if that still doesn't make sense. The watercolor pencils, yes, this. We use this because you're going to get the watercolor pencils wet. So this is the point. If I was going to color with this, then I'm going to turn it into watercolor with either the aqua painters or the blender pens. Those little pull-out drawers in the shelves, the little black.
Okay. So
that doesn't usually happen. You know what? No, in the old. But you know what, Tim?
Okay. Oh, I know.
Okay. See, I've gotten organized. I still have to show you guys, but I thought if he comes back, I'll let you know. But I'm going to start my story. On Sunday, it's really cool here in Minneapolis. A lot of us leaders get together and train our downlines together. So we all work together, which really is both fun and it saves us all a ton of time. So this was I think the third year we have done this. So we had 300 demonstrators all gather in Minnesota. And this was not company sponsored. This was just us doing it. It's a lot of fun. I did a presentation on something that I had done last week on Facebook Live. And what some of you might not know about me, I tell you that I'm really a very shy person, but nobody believes it because we're really silly on here. But you know what? When I'm on Facebook Live, I've gotten to feel like, it's just my friends and we're sitting at a table together, laughing and creating.
Finally.
Don't put me up in front of a bunch of live people and have to see faces. It is a world of difference. Okay, these are the blender pens. Now, does this help? This is a blender pen. So these are liquid and you can pick up color from your ink pad or your watercolor pencil or color on your paper. You know what? I will use them soon on a Facebook Live so you see what they are. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
So I got up there and I was going to show how cool the stamp set is. Because of what I did last week. If you remember, I did this. First, I stamped the tin. Ooh, isn't that perfect? Got to get in the middle, so you got to have to kind of walk down it. And I'll put that out here. So some of you remember that. And I called this like a 1-2 step because then I had the flowers up here and then you can go 1-2 and the flowers will go perfectly where they're designed, right? So you could do a bunch of cards like that and then you can just do 1-2. This is one of the great things about having a Stamparatus. And so I went to do the other one and I couldn't find the flower. So there I am, and all these people are looking at me, and I'm just dying because I hate being there anyway. So this is what I came up with. I said, well, when in doubt, we just make do. So now we're just going to put this on top, okay? So now we have a rather odd card because I have this on top, and I'm not even going to finish that because this is where the story goes. And now, who would make a card like this? But this is
a farmer that liked.
So I have to show you, I have to finish. Oh, and of course, you know where it turned up, of course, on the back of my stamp set. I even had that out here, but I don't know where it went to. So here's my first question. Here is my question to you. Where is the funniest place you have found a stamp set or a Thinlet that you were missing? Where did it turn up? Mine was very obvious when I was ready to get down. So anyway, I'm totally embarrassed. This is what I showed on stage, my way beyond my comfort level. So when I came home, I decided, you know what? I'm going to turn that into a card. Lisa, she took public speaking college, but most people didn't finish it. See, I can't go on to the see more. Okay, some of you are saying that you're like me. So see, I don't feel so alone then. I can't stand public speaking.
Stuck to my machine. Or my sleeve.
Jeannie says, in the laundry on the smallest block. Stuck to my sleeve is Kathy's. The washing machine, Arlene. Oh, some of you guys, the washing machine is a big thing. So I have to show you what I did with this. In the vacuum cleaner bag. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine you thought to look there. Linda found a Thinlet. Oh, this is hilarious. Found a Thinlet under the bed that had embedded into the wood floor. Just leave a little something behind for the new owners when you move. I think that's great. Stuck to my clothes under my machine. The bottom of my slipper. Look at this. In the freezer. Stuck to the phone. What's your phone doing in the freezer? There's a whole nother story.
That is funny.
Right in front of me. Okay, that's the usual one, Renee says. Oh, my goodness. Stuck in the dog's fur, Sherry says. In the wrong stamp set. Oh, now that would make sense. Oh, Barbara, that is hilarious. In her dog's mouth. Oh, but no, it's not hilarious because you won't have the dog to follow it, but that's pretty amazing that that's where you would find it. Oh, but Diane says her dog ate it and she never got it back. I don't think she wanted it back. Oh, that is too funny. Ruby's still missing one. I won't tell you. I've got like 3 stamp sets set aside waiting for their missing things. So. Rebecca says she visibly shakes speaking in front of people. She cannot do it. Okay, I am with you. So first I'm going to show you what I did then. I turned this into a card and look I put the words just because. Okay? And I just think this turned out really fun. So I'm going to put inside, and I put this on the computer to just show sometimes you just need a different word, just because life is such a balancing act. And I think, what a perfect card to send to someone who's just got a million things going on in their life right now. Isn't that fun? So, see, this is kind of like, I had to redeem myself after my horrible presentation. But I just think this is going to be perfect for that. So, this is what I ended up doing. Yes. And, I'm glad I'm not, one of the older ones. I mean, one of the only ones. I am one of the older ones. I'll accept that. Yeah, actually, tomorrow night, Tim and I are speaking at this really large
gathering of supporters.
It's a fundraiser, and it's only because it's for our son John and all other people like him that I'm willing to do it, and Tim will carry the brunt, but I am scared to death. I just, let me tell you, that has my stress level really high. So anyway, there's my first card of just making... lemons out of lemonade or something, but I thought I couldn't let that idea go to waste. And we all can relate to this. So,
Clever, so anyway. Creative, love it.
So anyway, then the other thing we did, and I'm going to go back and look at all of the comments because because I know more of you have more stories. So you can keep adding stories throughout the whole thing. I now just have to reply to them later. Maybe I'll have to do a little thing of some of the funniest places people found things. That would actually be fun. I'll just put it on Facebook Live. Okay. So, Terry even said she's a cantor at a church and she just doesn't look at faces. Okay. So True Confessions, years ago, Stampin' Up! Asked me to speak, at convention, and I didn't sleep all night, and then I called back the next day and said, you know what? It's not that I'm not willing to. You can ask me anything you want me to say, but I'll have a heart attack on stage. Okay. I was going to move that, but okay. So anyway, I just feel, I don't know. I'm nervous. If you can tell the anxiety in my voice, it's because of that. So we got to get off this subject. Sometime I could tell you about my... the one experience I did, speaking for my upline early on. So look over the tops of their heads. None of that works. It's like the sea. But anyway, now I have a story, right? So we just want to have fun in life so we can turn stories into fun. So this card last week that I showed, by Julie Fracky. So this is still all relating to Monday night. I was just sharing cards that we swapped at that Sunday event, and people asked how to do this card in another one. So I thought I would show. I'll just change the papers, but we'll do this exact layout because it's really a fun, easy way. So I am going to just swap up some things here. And I am using, and I know it is back ordered right now. It's going to be available sometime in October. And these make such great, easy Christmas cards. I'm not going to highlight these a lot since you can't order them. But if you are a procrastinator or you want to use them for gift tags and things, you'll still have plenty of time to do them later. But this is just such a cute set. So we are using Poppy Parade. And, I don't know if you can hear the background here, but it is pouring out there. So to show you the measurements, then I don't know on Facebook Live if I can go back and show the measurements or not, at all or not. But you see how the card opens like this? This is a great card when you aren't going to want a lot to say, which is often. So this is a cute Halloween one. We're going to make a Christmas one, so you just know it can be anything. So I'm going to start with my 2 base layers. So I have a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I have a 5 1/4 by 4. We always do that 1/4 inch. And this one is from the Santa Memories. Okay. And then to do the wrap, I have a piece of poppy red that is 8 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And I have that scored at 4. Okay. So I'm going to just fold that over, and you'll just love how simple this is. So, seem to be all thumbs today here. Okay, I'm just going to wrap that around that and put it right on here. Oh, I should have made it lower, so that's okay. I want it lower. We're just going to move it lower.
You need my help, my dear?
I'm doing just fine, I think, Tim.
I can sit down and you do some four-handed stamping.
He doesn't want to wait his turn, you know. Oh yeah, it's good to be home when it rains like this. So I'm heading out after this to go back to my mom. Tim did the morning and we just got her moved. Well, this isn't on very straight, but you know what? By the power of, you know, whatever, we're seeing it. Okay, so now my next piece I'm just going to layer on here. So I'm going to put these side by side so you can see how I'm just building my card. So then this piece is 3 3/4 by 2.5. And you guys, I will do my best to just put these on the blog because this could be a really simple post. So I'll take it along and try to do it when I'm out at my mom's. And then you can see, I mean, this is just adorable. Look at this. It has several layers. It's got the web up here. I'm going really simple because this is just something I'm teaching. So this is just cut out of one of these two. And that's great. So this is going to be my accent.
Okay, Karen. What's the top? I thought you were showing them.
Oh,
It's too late now. No, Karen.
yes. It is too late now. I'm going to take, we have that eraser thing to take off the stick. Right now, I'm going to just not press it very hard. You can see it's above. But you see how they're the same card. So now that you've seen this, oh yeah, the grid paper, Kathleen, that's a great idea. So she's gonna do a commercial video for Stamlab's grid paper. If you're doing this on grid paper, it's a whole lot easier to not mess up. But isn't that a great card fold? And it's just, again, very easy. Okay, so that was one of them. And then the other one that's similar and yet enough different that I thought this was another one from that. And this one did not have a name on it. And you're going to see how similar these are, but how you can switch things up to make them different. But isn't this nice? Kindness changes everything. And it opens that way, whereas this one just was one flap open. And by the way, these are cards that we have done in the Fun Folds class. So, and next month's class is going to be pop-up cards, so that's going to be really fun. But this is really a really cute card. So I am using, this time I'm going to do a black and white card. And this is paper from the, what is it called? It is called from, I think my whole theme today is that life is a balancing act. Tropical Escape. So the base card here is 7.5 inches by 5.5. And then it's scored, because this is going to be my base. My base is going to be 5.5 by 4.25. So that's where my base is going to be. So this is the same size as any card, if that makes sense. So what varies on this is just however much you want hanging out. So sometimes if I'm designing a card like this, I will do the whole thing cut in half and then from there decide, you know, because the same card would work cut down more, if that makes sense. And then on top of this, we're going to go 1/4 inch smaller. So see, I'm just going to do the black and white. So now this, this is actually 1/2 inch smaller. So, because we're doing hers exactly. You could do either. You could do a double layer. So be creative. So this piece is 5 by 2 3/4. And this Tropical Escape paper is very pretty. I love this backside too. Isn't that fun? Okay. So now here's the structure of my card. And I'm going to look at this fold inside again. This is 1 inch wide. And at the end, I think hers is hand cut. I used the banner punch. Just punch out the end. And then I just decided how far, and I copied her. But again, this could go how you want it. So I then scored it. I punched that out, and then I scored it at 3 3/4. And then I just snipped off the end. But it's not going to matter, because you aren't going to see it. I'm actually going to take this on both sides, because now I have my inside piece, just like her inside piece, and it's going to be 5 by 3 3/4. I scored this at 3 3/4, and I really will do my best to try. Okay, I better look at this right side to me so I know where I want this because I want it to come here, okay? So I'm going to put this like right here and attach that. Does that make sense? Because now this is going to be my little flip over part. So meanwhile, I'm going to want to put the back in here. But again, this is just another quick little fold. Okay, so now here is the structure of my card. I'll get rid of this.
If people wonder where I'm at, I was told last week not to hover so much, so I'm wandering around the house to stay out of
just
trouble.
checking out the weather. See, I didn't do this, and I don't like mine, so I'm going to change mine. But you know, I have the prerogative to do that. It's too big. I thought I just grabbed. You know, I keep these stitch squares. I absolutely love these. I always keep some extras in white and vanilla in a little box so I can just grab them when I need them of all the different shapes. I grabbed the wrong size. So I'm going to get the one that much smaller, but I was going to make mine a birthday card. And I thought this would be a great, and then I was just going to add a little touch of red with the red sequins. So I think black and white cards are always fun, always in style. But I just love showing two totally different looks, but it's the very same card.
What I would do.
Yes, what would Tim do?
I would just cut it off.
Oh, I like that idea too. So see? Life
There's
is full of
different things.
options.
Yes, it is.
But I think I'll do it my way. Okay. Okay, set that aside. And are we ready
for
some two-handed stamping? We are getting a lot of calls. I know, we just moved my mom. She spent her first night in her apartment yesterday, and we have been with her
We're also
a lot, and we're waiting on a lot of the different schedulers and a lot of different people to be calling.
We also have
And
the woman that's coordinating tomorrow night.
And we are actually going out of town on Sunday. And we are hoping that works. We've just kind of put everything on kind of a wait and see at the moment. So we will just see. But yeah, having those extras around, because sometimes it's fun when you're just laying out a card then to kind of see what fits. And, you know, a lot of times it's based on the sentiment you want to use. And then you can see what shape works. So it's just kind of a fun idea. Ooh, Brenda says, yeah, she could have her little people use the machine and put those out. Oh, perfect. You know, I have women that come over here and help. And if you ever wonder how disorganized I am, you know, just ask Holly. You'll never wonder again. And Holly will say, oh, what's that whole stack of things I did for? I say, oh, I have no idea. I need the raw materials to work with. They'll become a card for something. So people were asking about this card. And this was done by Kathy Anhorn. And this is, to me, a throwback card because, years ago I did this, many years ago, Stampin' Up! Sold glossy paper. And this was such a popular technique. We were all doing it. Then for years they didn't sell it, so we quit doing it. Now glossy paper is back, so guess what? The technique is back, and now it's all fresh and exciting again. So people were wondering how this is done. So this is what I was going to have Tim do. I did not have time to even show him. I sent him to the drugstore to get some cotton balls and some isopropyl alcohol. I bet these are things you have in your house, but we either don't have them or we can't find them. But I really think we don't have them. So I haven't even done this in many years. So hopefully ours will turn out reasonably well. But I thought you could learn along with us.
And to do this, we're going to get a piano bench so we can both sit comfortably.
That's right. So
not.
So,
So, four-handed is one hand comes around you. Or?
Yeah, I think we're just fine. I said, just let me have my space first.
Okay, first.
And I'm going to show Tim what to do, and then he'll do the next one.
Oh, I see. I thought you were just going to walk me through it. No, you can.
To do this?
Yes, do it.
We just want to soak the cotton ball here in the alcohol. And then I am going to put some drops of refill on. How many of you have done this?
I haven't.
Be curious.
I haven't.
My blog, you can find my blog at KarenTitus.com or stampingonthebackporch.com. And look at this. I'm just going to go all around, just dabbing with my little thing. And I can go back over it with the cotton ball. I don't know. Don't even have words.
Here, I'm going to enjoy this.
Oh yeah, Tim, this is just nice and messy.
Oh, it
and see,
is.
isn't that fun? You can go back and
Karen's wearing white today.
so
I'm
yeah,
not sure why.
I know, that's right. I'm gonna be careful that Tim does not splatter, right? You can't pound with this.
I can't?
Now look how pretty this is, just even one color.
That's beautiful.
And we're using alcohol. Alcohol dries really quickly. So, okay, so you can get yours ready, and you are going to be putting on
Sweet.
this color. It is quite a strong smell. Jean, you just did this recently, so yeah.
Okay, what's going on?
First,
a new one.
you take a new one, yes,
Okay.
because we'll leave this color.
So what happens
And
if you use this little, see, she takes the lid off, which just seems dangerous, but
Oh,
there's actually a thing like this. We can,
Oh.
we can do it that way.
In the old days when I had one of those, I don't think they had those kind of fancy covers.
Oh, my goodness.
You have to do this with,
Okay, is this my color?
yeah, shaving cream is fun too. We'll have to do that again
Is this my
sometime.
color?
And that's your color. And you know the card here is the kind of autumn colors. with
3
the pink-
drops?
Yep, that's good.
That's good. Okay, now
And
watch
then,
this.
Then you're just gonna bounce it up and down. And I'm not sure if I should leave or not.
Watch this. One-handed.
Oh,
Whoops.
okay.
Okay. Karen's is still sitting open, of course.
Yes, of course.
Okay, now, watch this.
That's because Tim is my cleanup person. You know, I'm just gonna
Okay,
let it
what
sit
do I
there.
do? I wasn't
Just
paying
dab all
attention.
over.
I wasn't paying
Just pounce
attention.
all over.
Oh, that pounce all
Yeah,
over.
and then just kind of go back, and so we're just going to do 3 shades of blue because I think that'd be a pretty sky or something. Then I'm going to have Tim turn it into background.
Okay.
Now where it's really blotchy, just keep going over it, and it just
Can I
kind of
just tell
spreads
you
out. Mm-hmm.
that I'm doing it towards my perspective? So this
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry that it's so,
Upside down.
Upside down.
Oh yeah, that's right. But you just keep going around and working it in, and you just really get this really cool look.
so I think, you know, what's going to happen is that the first color put on is going to completely disappear. And you're not even going to see it. Are you?
Well, see, you can always go back and add more, and you know it depends on. Now that you know, maybe you've added too much over mine. You know, here, take mine and put this now over those same parts again. This is all like just playing. Isn't this cool? This is
And?
like a messy thing, and you're going to get this fun. You know, polished stone is all very varied. Sometimes they're very similar in tones, and sometimes they can be very different. Look how pretty that is.
That is beautiful.
Okay, now I'm inclined to just leave it. Another color
No.
out here, but
Okay, which one did I not? Which one's the
there, and that's a really dark one, so we
Okay,
want only a
really
little bit of that one.
One drop.
Okay, 1 drop.
Oh, we got to put alcohol first.
Yeah. I think that's really a fun look. Yes, you can do streaks across the paper. Thanks, Laura, for mentioning that. I could do a rainbow look
Okay,
with this.
I did 2
So,
drops.
you know, this is an idea. You take it and run with it. So,
I did 2 drops.
oh, kids would love doing this. Ross says their sons used to love to do this. So, okay, so I guess that would be, you know, Tim. Okay, and if you think it's a lot, then I'd take one of the other colors to keep blending it. But you know, isn't that the colors we're using is Pool Party, Pacific Point, and Bermuda Bay.
Okay, give me another one of those. I'm going to just try something.
Okay,
Just give me one more. I'm going to just
I have
do...
to open this big bag to get one more. We'll never need to buy these again. Okay, you're just going to do alcohol.
Alcohol, yes.
And just see if that picks up now some of this. So right now it's a little blotchy in my book.
A little blotchy, and I think it's going to stay a little blotchy.
I think because it was on there too long
Okay?
to dry. So we just did 3. Oh, and Kathy, she puts her 3 different colors on 1 cotton ball. Oh, see, Tim,
Wow.
that would work too. So how fun is this? Like a variety of ideas? I liked it better one step before, but as one
I can't go
friend,
back. I'm
I know,
sorry.
as one friend used to tell me, if I only knew when to stop, you know, because I think a lot of times we do that, we'll add one thing too many. So I just think that's a great thing.
Okay,
Okay.
so-
So that's a cool look. I think we'll have to each do a finished card to share next week. Okay.
We're not going to be doing it next week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're going to be at a training next
Yeah,
week, so
that's
we
right.
cannot do Thursday. Okay?
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay. So
Okay.
I will show this. Okay, we'll try one. Tim, try one more here with 3 on 1. Okay, because everyone's
Okay.
saying that that's a good way to do it.
Okay.
I'll even get it ready for you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I need a little more there.
Okay, let's do 4 hands.
Okay.
One drop?
One drop.
That's kind of a small drop.
And 2.
And 3.
Okay, see if this adds or if we're just kind of done now.
Okay, now find a piece of paper.
Oh, use the same because I don't have another one handy. I can't really get out of here and just see what that does on top of this. We'll just see if it's... Oh, you know what? That's really cool too. Look at that. Are you okay, Tim, if I'm going over and messing up your stuff, or do you feel very,
I was very
attached to it?
I was very attached.
Okay, well,
And I think that last
you'll have to just go create another.
color made it perfect. And now, and now, look at it.
You wanted the polka dot
I did. I did.
background.
I did.
This is looking like batik to me.
It is.
That would make a great batik shirt card or something for Tim. But okay, we'll let it be. But yeah, you can always put vellum over top of the color.
goodness.
Oh, do you have that? Yeah, the animal outing. We could have a blue giraffe. Ooh, that would be cool on there.
Okay.
Okay, so see, we could keep thinking out of the box. So okay, but that is a fun technique, and so I think what I'll do is we'll show next week, not next week, but when we're on, we'll show a few cards done with this. Now that we've shown how to do that,
You gonna write a note of that, or are we just gonna remember that?
I think I'll remember because I just
Okay.
have nothing on my mind
Okay,
today.
So what do you think? She's trying to
Quadro's kind of-
she's trying to push me off this chair.
Oh, I am.
Karen,
'Cause-
just say, Tim, it's over.
Oh no, I was
Go.
going to put this back. Oh, but Tim, you didn't even show your face today. You better.
Oh no, I got a
Because you can
card.
show that card. But do
know.
you want to go wash your hands?
I do.
Okay, while we're waiting for him to come back, I just wanted to tell you, you're going to want to join me on Monday night. I'm not sure where we're going to be, but I'll still be doing Facebook Live and the class from wherever we are that evening. But I have to tell you, I got this message from someone, as long as we're telling funny stories, saying, this was after my Monday night thing, I really enjoy your videos, except, do you realize you say fun all the time? I counted 88 times in that half-hour video. So here's 2 confessions. I have never once rewatched one of my videos. So no, I am not. This fits right into I'm just talking to a friend and I don't need to relive that thing. And I'm never going to go back and do it. But I thought on Monday, instead of having a drawing, Tim is going to be my counter. He's going to count every time I say fun, because I am not allowed to say fun on Monday night. And I'm going to send out a card for every fun. So if there were 88, that would mean I would be sending out 88 cards. So you'll want to be in there and make a comment, so maybe you'll get one. And I thought, and I'm going to really try hard to
Personally,
give
I
out none.
think this
But
this is gonna be fun.
I want everyone else to have fun but me. I don't want to use that word, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to turn.
You wanna close your thing?
So have the rest of you noticed that? So, okay. Okay, are we done?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I made a card. I made a card with a copper kettle, a copper pot kettle, and a copper background. And Karen told me to finish it. So she gave me a couple of options of white or is that tan or whatever. So anyway, I did it and I wasn't happy with it because I used a manila looking thing, but then I realized the paper was white. I says, that's not perfect. So
Oh, I like it.
what I did was I cut it down.
I see.
I even cut part of the copper off and I put it on a white. Oops. I put it on a white thing. So anyway, now it is white and manila. What is that color?
Before you read it, vanilla, before you read it, this was colored. This is that tin tile embossing folder we used last time, colored with the shimmer paint, just sponged on the copper to make it copper. Isn't that pretty? It's the galvanized metal.
So it's I just keep working at it until I'm happy with it. So I'm happy with it, but then I messed up the inside. I put on it, do you guys do this for extra nickels? Now, extra starts with an E, so I put an E down there, then I realized it's an X. So I put, oops, Question mark. So, and I didn't want to start over. So, and I didn't want to put a piece of paper over it. I could have, but here you are.
Okay, Kathy Murphy has this great comment. She says, I can't believe Tim didn't break out in fun, fun, fun till your daddy takes your T-bird away.
Okay, yes. Yes.
I'm thinking I need to have a whole list of synonyms for fun, so whenever I feel the urge, I can say something else that's, way more dramatic. This is just going to be interesting, but I appreciate your comments, and I thought, I'll take that and turn it. And then if after that I go back to saying fun 88 times, I'm just not sure. I will never know unless someone else counts and tells me, because I'm not going to watch. But we so appreciate you guys.
We do.
So we will look forward to having some fun on Monday night at 6:30 Central Time.
And Sunday night.
And we will be broadcasting to you from somewhere on the road.
Any more comments here?
I do go back and look at all the comments. So thanks, you guys, for laughing with us today. And we appreciate it. Yeah, get the thesaurus. How do you spell that? Kathy says, that's just great.
Google tells you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.